Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Grave Mistakes Podcast. Today, we're going to be covering the much-anticipated film, The Backrooms. Oh, mateys, welcome to Captain Clark's.
I found something.
Okay. What did you find?
Found a place. It's massive in there. It just goes on and on and on. All these rooms. This place built, though. Actually, more like it remembers them.
All right, and as per usual, Slim's going to provide us with a synopsis. Actually, nah, we not doing the synopsis. We're not doing that. No. We're just going to do a basic overview of what we're going to cover. We're pretty much just going to cover, the original source material, starting from the back rooms. We're going to talk about some of our favorite scenes, some little spicy, fun things about the podcast that we usually discuss, and we'll take you through things that we found kind of frustrating or that worked pretty well in the movie. But first, we're going to start off with our theater experience. Slim, how was yours as we finally got to see something close to opening weekend?
Yeah, I saw this, I want to say the day it came out, on Thursday. It came out this Friday. This last Friday, and I had like a packed theater. I think I went to go see it in Dolby too, so it was like everybody. It was nice. I had some people laughing. I had some people like in shock. But yeah, it was a pretty good experience.
Nice. Yeah, I also saw it in Dolby Atmos, and not because I necessarily wanted to, but because the 10 p.m. showing I wanted to go to on opening night was the smallest theater in the building with only 3 rows of seats that were obviously all purchased. And so I had to pay $1 more per ticket to go see this with more crispy audio, which I didn't hate, honestly. I love the Dolby Atmos experience. It's not as good as IMAX, but, it's just a more elevated experience. But it's just funny that, I think the theater was trying to capitalize on the movie, so they were like, well, let's put the most expensive theater as the late night showing, so people have to spend more money to go. Didn't have a fully packed theater, but we were sitting right in the middle, so it felt like a fairly full theater. I would say about maybe 2/5 to 2/3 of the theater were full.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a very interactive theater experience. Everybody was pretty excited to be there and, nice and respectful the whole time. And man, we were reacting together, especially once we get into the meat and potatoes of this movie. Like when it kind of flies off the handle, everybody was definitely unsettled. It kind of felt like Obsession once you get to the fun stuff of that too. So.
Yeah, what is your experience with like the Backrooms beforehand? Because this is the first mainstream media when it comes to this subject. Did you know about it before?
I did, and I'm going to give a spoiler warning now. We're going to be spoiling the entire movie and anything related to the Backrooms that we're familiar with, because we always forget the spoiler warning. Okay, I was familiar with the Backrooms before because we obviously grew up in that creepypasta generation of internet horror content. I had never played any of the games. I obviously saw clips and things on YouTube. I think I've watched clips of the original Backrooms short, which was the most popular one was made by the director of this movie. And so I knew about the story and I knew about the concept of this liminal unlimited space where the unsettling nature of it kind of comes from the where did it come from? Why is it unlimited? Why does something always feel slightly wrong? And of course, there's some kind of entity in there that's, killing people, scientists, etc. So I knew what to expect. I just didn't know if they were going to be faithful to the source material or if they were going to kind of Hollywood, middle America it and just kind of dull it down. What about you?
Yeah, no, I kind of like how they did it. I had the same experience as you, just with all the prior knowledge. I just saw random videos, maybe watched a couple YouTube videos, but I'm pretty sure this whole thing just came from a random picture that someone posted in 2020 of just the yellowness of a room and the lights and just the corridors, and everybody just made stuff up out of that, which is pretty cool. I liked how that happened, but the way they describe it, how Clark kind of gets into it and how it remembers things, but not fully. And there's these things that we don't know why they're here. I mean, I thought it was a pretty good explanation. It doesn't solve everything, but it's something to at least think about why this is here, at all.
Yeah. It's if you, described a dog to someone who had never seen a dog before and then asked them to draw it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's great.
That's the best way to describe how the Backrooms works. And that's a line they repeat throughout the movie, and it's just kind of like it's just a hard concept to wrap your head around. And the group I went with, that was the thing we were discussing by the time the movie ended was like what really kind of happened, like how does the Backrooms work, like how does the science work. And I think one thing that they did to kind of trip everybody up, at least from like an audience member experience, was definitely like the people that existed in the Backrooms, because that makes it a little bit more confusing, because like then somebody might be like, well, why are some people copied or remembered incorrectly and like are conjured into the Backrooms, and why are others not? And there was some good theories. Someone had said, so if you've been to the Backrooms, do you eventually get a copy of yourself? So the only way to have like a version of you in the Backrooms is if you went there at some point, and then the place misremembers you. And then, you know what I'm saying? So that was, we were kind of discussing like how the science of the Backrooms might work.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like as soon as you step in there, like a copy is made, or as soon as you leave, per se. Like as soon as Clark leaves for the first time, the Backrooms is like, I don't know who that was, but it was my best bet, and then boom. But it just also seems to like once we see Clark's copy, it seems vastly different from everybody else's copy. Like it's like his we see Clark has a lot of problems, man. Like he is just struggling like with alcoholism and just his divorce, and like his Backrooms copy is an absolute beast compared to everybody else's that we see. It's just like he seems like he's the main problem. And I'm sure like there could be more people like that, but I feel like his is just like a representation of his rage that he has inside for everything going wrong in his life. But he doesn't blame it on himself. He just can't. So
Captain Clark is fucking terrifying. Captain Clark, like when that man came on screen, I was like, what is that abomination? And then when he picks up bro and bites into him like an apple, emotionless, I was like, we're so back. We're here. This is peak Backrooms right now.
Man. Like yeah, when that first happened, like that he first appeared, I did not know that was Clark. I just thought that was just some random being. But then, like, I think later on when it started chasing the therapist, I am really blanking on her name right now, Mary Klein. Like after he kills Clark, I was like, oh, that's obviously Clark, and I see the peg leg. I'm like, oh, okay, like everything ties together. Yeah.
I'll be honest, like the monster stuff was super cool, and like outside of like kind of like getting wrapped around trying to figure out how the backroom science worked, the main component of it that made it so awesome and scary was just like the lack of context or knowledge that you have with it. Like if we kind of circle back towards the beginning, the scientist that initially gets like pieced is in this like super awesome like 15-minute found footage style movie. And that felt the most, I think, like the original YouTube videos and like the creepypasta stuff and like the video game, because it's just like this really shitty 90s camcorder perspective. And then, but the interesting thing is the weird shape of the monster. It was Captain Clark the whole time. And this is before Clark discovers the Backrooms. So I guess the Backrooms is this timeless place that for some reason just like kind of exists at multiple points in time at the same time. It's very strange.
Ooh, yeah, like that whole found footage, man, it was just super eerie. Like they really set up the like even when Clark's walking around or when Mary Klein is, it's just like that feeling of always wanting to turn around. They're turning around corners and it's like I don't know what's gonna happen, and there's always some type of like darkness that's lurking. And even like when he's just walking down that long corridor and that fucking door opens, man, I'm like and you just hear like the rustling of his suit, and he's like anytime he hears a noise, he's like,
I just got goosebumps, and you're just talking about it, you know?
Yeah, it was really good, and I'm pretty sure that dude is played by Beck from Victorious.
Who?
The first guy, because his name is like Naren. Like we see his ID, and this is a picture of Beck.
That is so fucking funny. I did not notice that Victorious cameo in the back room.
Yes, Victorious cameo. Yes, yeah, that was a really good way to start it. I mean, like especially if you didn't know anything, because. I think Kane. I haven't seen any of his things, or I probably have, but I don't really remember like exactly what it was. But I just see like those yellow guys just walking around, just getting fucking attacked by this thing. That was a perfect way to start it, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it was so good. Like it just takes you kind of back into that like mid 2000s atmosphere of when we were just writing shit down and just like trying to make like little like. Uncanny Valley stuff, but not really. Like now, that's what it is. The trend for like people our age or younger than us is like Uncanny Valley stuff, which is very similar to Obsession and like doppelganger stuff. But like kind of back then, it was more like Slender Man and like the Backrooms and like the Smiley Dog shit. You know what I mean? So it's just really cool to see that kind of horror develop.
Yeah, like things that look almost human, but like it's just that makes it even worse, man.
Yeah.
Like always.
I'll be honest, man. I did not expect to like this movie. I thought we were kind of going into something that was going to be like. I really thought it was going to be a famous couple of actors walking around this liminal backroom space, and the horror was going to be more psychological thriller. Like when you watch a horror movie and the movie is primarily just the character being in an environment that builds tension and there's no release. Like, and then you're just like, and then it ends and you're like, what the fuck was that? I thought this movie was going to be, so I came in and I was judging it off rip. Like after the short film or the found footage section ends, I just kind of started judging it. And I'm like, well, why is this happening? Why is this happening? Why is the person acting like this? Like, how the fuck is a furniture store? And I'm like, you know what? Let me stop judging this and just kind of experience the movie. Did you have any like expectations about whether this was going to be good or not coming into the Backrooms? Because we had just came off of Obsession, so we started up like here, right at the top.
Yes, I really did think this was going to be just. I thought I was going to like it, and I did, and it was like kind of what I expected. I would think a little more like dreary and like sadder than I expected. But yeah, it lived up to the hype to me, at least. I've seen like a lot of online discourse of just like, this is literally what I've been seeing. Like people on Twitter, I'm about to watch the Backrooms, and then they tweet again, like over it. That shit fucking sucked. And then no description. Like I've seen it so many times. I don't know where this is coming from, but yeah.
I think it depends. Like, I'm curious to know if most people who didn't like it are just not super familiar with the source material. Like, if you're a conventional horror fan and you go to see the Backrooms, you might be like, what the fuck was that? Yeah. Because there's no way to really expect like how it concludes or where it goes, especially because, like we said, there's not a lot of context or explanation to how the thing works. And I don't give a fuck what anyone has to say, okay? Horror movies are their best when you get limited context, okay?
You don't need everything explained to you, man. Like, you don't. Like, yes. Obsession is super simple. He turns her into somebody that's not her, basically. Yes. That's all you need. And then this is just... Yeah. There's a room. Yeah. You don't know what it's with.
I don't need to know where the wishing willow came from. Okay. Like,
yes,
no. I don't need to know why Michael Myers kills people. I don't need to know where the magic is coming from in like Friday the 13th, any Jordan Peele movie ever. I don't need to know where the Us clones are coming from. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, listen, it's scarier when you have no idea. When you get a little inkling into the world, like a little peek into it, and then like the rest is just the terror of it. You just got to figure out how to get through it. That's what's scary. If we nitpick every single thing, and the why and where it's like, it's not fun. It's not scary anymore. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, I always like the running joke we have in our friend group is that I think that the alien from the movie Aliens is not that scary because if I have a firearm, I'm comfortable. Like, if I have a fully automatic, heat-seeking assault rifle, the alien is less scary. It has acid blood. I have a fully automatic rifle. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yes. When the thing is understandable, then you know how to beat it. And if you know how to beat it, then it's not scary. Then it's just like an action movie. And that's just how I feel about it.
Yeah, Aliens is damn near an action movie compared to the first one. So yeah, but we can get back on topic. But where are we right now? Oh my god.
Yeah, no, we're just pretty much like running through the situation. So just like some of our favorite parts and things we did like and didn't like.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's get into Clark. Like, Clark is like when we were first going through like those therapy scenes, like I kind of felt like the inkling of like, man, like he is like I felt like the therapist was in some type of danger almost every time he was in that therapy
room. Really? Okay.
Yeah, like a little bit. And I was like, maybe I shouldn't think that because, he's just like off a little bit and it's just not, that's just how he is. That's how he talks. But later on, when he like full on just like attacks her, I'm like, okay, like all those suspicions were just valid. Like there is something wrong with him and he is just so angry, like constantly. And like we see why he gets kicked outside his house. He's living inside the furniture store, which is really funny, honestly. We find out because he's just like he's just sitting on that bed with all the lamps on, just drinking and just watching like this random ass old TV show.
Bro, like a broke boyfriend loser aesthetic.
Just also, I couldn't even tell when this was filmed. Like, what year do you think this is? I have like no idea
The
because
found
they
footage
really
clip in the beginning is it takes place in the 90s. Plus, based on the technology of the film, I would say it takes place at some point in the 90s.
okay. All right, that makes sense because everything just seemed like there was like no iPhones or anything like that. Um, we got like the two Gen Zers, but they were cool.
Yeah, that is kind of funny actually that you mentioned that because it takes place in the 90s, but they don't feel like they have that 90s aesthetic. It kind of feels like they have more of like our generations
Yeah, bro was killing that crop. He had them jean shorts and that crop shirt. I was like,
bro,
man,
they were both wearing
shit.
cropped shirts, and I thought that was kind of funny. It's also hilarious that he has like two employees, and you just imagine, and they live together. So it's like that's just like that dynamic is just so funny because he's like this big business owner or whatever, but he's got like two employees. That dynamic is hilarious.
Yeah, just like struggling business guy, and him just like watch. He is just so pathetic, honestly. Just watching the other guy's furniture store like video, and he's like, fuck,
because he's the furniture store is themed after like a pirate, but it's also an Ottoman Empire. So the
Ottoman
sultans.
Empire,
And
right?
So, yeah, and it's confusing. And then his competitor is like a Wild West furniture store. And he's like kind of envious of them. So that was pretty hilarious. But to circle back on what you said about Clark feeling like he's threatening his therapist in that environment, I mean, he's clearly extremely unhinged. The second they get into the role play scenario of him discussing why he got kicked out of his house, which is honestly a really good way to establish like the context through dialogue and basically just to get it out to word vomit to the audience why he's in that circumstance. He just loses it. Like I feel like a regular person would just be like, well, they would have the pretend conversation in like a regular way, but instantly he kind of clicks into that anger you were talking about, and he's like in the house I pay for. And he's like, you can't get off your fat ass and work. I'm paying for your law school. Like, who do you think puts food on the table? Immediately, just zero accountability for himself and his like binge drinking. Everything is him, and he's holding the family together, and that she should be grateful for being in his presence. And I'm like, man, like this guy's kind of fucking crazy. Like everyone in the theater was reacting. Bro, I swear when he started going on the tangent, everybody in the theater was like, like I heard like a collective noise from everyone being like, ew,
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying like he low key valid, but like
hell no.
like it wasn't like she was even like he's saying get off her fat ass. Like she's at least going to law school. No, like I'm not sure how that's going, but like if you guys made the decision of like you're gonna pay for my law school, and then obviously when I'm done with that, like it'd be easier just to have finances now because I can make money as a lawyer. But he is just I don't know. Like I couldn't imagine being in a relationship with somebody like that.
Well, of course. It's infinite jealousy because, like, obviously how he responds to the Western furniture store people. I think he's just like he has infinite ego and infinite jealousy. Like the concept of his life partner getting a job that could pay more than him or like make them more important than him. He can't handle it. I mean, also the interesting thing is there's some context to a lot of characters, and there's like a lot of backstory to characters in this movie that I feel like was kind of wasted. So I guess that is a bit of a criticism. Like for example, Clark's history as an architect. Like, he's a failed architect that ended up owning a furniture store, which is kind of cool to, demonstrate this is why he's so angry. He has failed dreams. But they kind of try to, like, transplant his architect, like, background into him making, like, maps of the back rooms, which is cool, but they don't really dive into it. As much as they seem to have brought it up, they don't really dive into it as much as I anticipated.
Yeah, like, in his office, he has, like, a lot of, like, even before he finds the back rooms, he has this, like, architecture like drawings like on like the wall, and it kind of explains like why he's like so good at those maps because he did kill those maps. Like yeah they look good. Like I don't know what to say. Like when he showed them to his therapist, I was like, oh man, like yeah, but yeah, he's just started fucking freaking out like almost immediately afterwards. So
yeah
I don't know.
No, I think that's fair. I also think that there was an interesting reflection between Clark and his therapist because they both have these like soulless commercials that like kind of advertise their brand, and it's just like to someone watching them, it just feels like it's almost like the worst thing ever. It's like a personal hell to observe this like mental health commercial or his furniture store commercial, because it's like they're both trying so hard to sell something, and it just kind of takes like the passion out of whatever business they have away. So I thought like them having mirrored that experience was pretty interesting.
Yeah, and like it just shows how like they're like the dichotomy of both of them. Like they're both like she said, like not like lonely per se, but alone.
Yes.
And they just have people around them, but they just kind of just push them away and want to do their own thing. And like all of her shots when we just see her and like it's just no Clark and it's just her. It's just kind of just visual storytelling, because we just start off the whole movie with just her just watching her childhood home be just torn down, and there's no word said. It's just visual storytelling, and she gets that little piece that she made with her mom, and the scene where she's having like a party, either at her house, she goes to another party, and she's just like having a hard time just looking at kids, because I guess maybe she wanted one, or she's like thinking about how she was at that age with her mom, and how like her mom just had just issues that she couldn't really control. So yeah, like she's messed up too, but she's just a better example of how to deal with it. Obviously she's a therapist, but like Clark is just, he doesn't know where to put that anger.
Yeah, what the fuck was going on with her subplot? I'm like I gotta admit, I was not into anything that was happening with the therapist subplot, because in my personal opinion, that was just like a lot of movie that had no payoff. Because when I started watching it and it first cuts to the like after Clark explains to her about the back rooms and like what it is, and she's like, "Oh, this motherfucker's crazy." That we get to we cut to the flashback of her being held captive in her house as a kid because her mother is has mental health crisis. And so I'm thinking, oh, the therapist has encountered the back rooms when she was a little kid and she's like freaking the fuck out. That didn't happen. There's like this whole subplot of like, her being held prisoner in her house as a kid. But I'm like, it had to have represented something. Otherwise they wouldn't have put it in the movie. So somebody out there, please explain to me what's going on with this. But like, I was like, okay, so the therapist doesn't know about the back rooms. So is this going to manifest itself into some form of like double down fear of the back rooms because it is a liminal space which you can't escape, similar to her house? Not really, because she doesn't have like a crisis like fear moment the second she enters it. Like there's pretty much just like no connection in the third act of the movie to her backstory and the rest of it. Like Clark's, like his redonkulous consumption of alcohol, his like his mismatched identity and his like evolving anger turns him into Pirate Clark, the monster of the film. But what the fuck does the therapist's context, backstory, and life have to do with what she was going through in the third act?
Yeah. With her, like, she definitely has like the weakest just storyline. You have to like assume a lot with it. Like there's just, and that's what it is. Like, I don't know, just I wanted to say that it was just her as a kid just felt trapped inside her house, and then once she's in the back rooms, like she also feels trapped and has to just run around, like especially when she's running from copy Clark and whatnot. But like that's all I can really assume, and that's why I think it's like the weakest plot line. Like you said, like this movie it's not perfect. I still enjoy like everything that happens throughout, but like anything that involves her is just like just a little bit down there, because I don't know, they didn't really flesh it out as much as Clark does. Like, and it seems like they're the two main characters. Like she's the first person we see, so like she's obviously important, I would say, just as Clark, because I don't know about the screen time and whatnot, but yeah, like I'm not sure what the decision to have her backstory like that.
Yeah, like the old scientist was more interesting than her. Like, every time we would cut to him watching the TV, like the coolest part of that is when he's observed Pirate Clark, which we don't know is Pirate Clark yet by this point, and then he sees actual Clark for the first time when he entered, like on the security camera footage, and then he's watching TV with his kids, and the commercial comes on for the furniture store, and he's like, "What the fuck?"
Yes. Yeah,
so that was super cool.
That was really cool.
Yes.
Yeah, I liked how they put that together, and that dude, like, I guess we can get like towards like the ending of when he is just like interviewing Mary Klein after she like and she survives running away from Pirate Clark and runs into like the yellow guys, and he's so excited to talk about like her experience and how she found it, and she's just like, yeah, but what's gonna happen to me? And he's just like,
please answer the question, bro. Also, what was so fucking funny is like she has seen the pirate creature, But when he shows the picture of regular Clark, the pirate Clark who's standing next to him is redacted. Like there's a dumbass like black triangle over pirate Clark. So it's kind of
think about that.
So it's like kind of revealing that this is such like a government like private secret that even on the physical pictures they have, it's like redacted that there's a creature in there. So I thought that was really funny.
Even though like she's got fucking chased down by this thing, fighting it, like, and I have also some random questions. Like Pirate Clark like bleeds. The other ones are just kind of made of like styrofoam, and like Clark stabs the one in the neck and nothing happens. There's no blood. I was like so confused. I don't know if some are just made differently, and that's the only conclusion I can come up with. It's not really like I guess it's a criticism because it's just what makes Clark different than those others that have been copied. Like I'm not sure.
I don't know. I think the slight implication is that like since like I imagine. Because he says that you can eat them, which is like, I don't know what we were doing with that, but it was kind of funny. He's like, the best part is you can eat them, and he starts ripping the stuffing out.
Yeah, people were laughing.
I mean, I guess like that, I'm assuming that one specifically is the one that doesn't have blood. And I would think that maybe like the misremembered copy is like, that's the type of dude that would just sit in like a recliner all day. So like him and the recliner merged one. This is me doing a lot of work for the movie here, trying to explain what's going on. Because when he cuts the scalp off of the woman Backrooms, I swear there's blood on the scalp. So
no, I don't think so.
Yeah,
man.
I don't know, bro.
You see her and she just has like a white head. Like there's no like blood coming down. Like after he just fucking scalped her. So I just assumed that all three of those are the same, and then this like malevolent like animalistic one is just different. And I mean, you don't got to explain, I guess, but this is something just of no worth.
They are pretty scary, especially when they first get encountered in like the Christmas tree room.
Oh fuck yeah, Christmas tree, yes. Yeah, because I'm like, at first, that the guy in the wheelchair turns the light on, and I can't really see because like they shot this really good because there was a lot going on, especially what happened beforehand, and Clark's just been fucking lost, man, running.
The second that lamp turned on, I'm like,
I was like, okay, I was like, and then the ladies start walking. I'm like,
no, literally, like I'm in the theater tweaking, like, because I didn't expect to see other people in here. I'm like, why is there zombies?
I didn't expect that at all, and she just like. Yeah, that was top tier because, like you said, I thought it was just like the quote unquote entity, as everybody's been calling it. Like that's what we call these backrooms things. But I didn't know that they were more fleshed out like this. Like there's like entities, and then there's like, I guess you can call them entities too, but like they just don't really do much.
Yeah, I think those were a little bit forced, so that way we can conclude Clark's storyline. I don't necessarily think that they were like necessary, but I really think they were just kind of thrown in the movie so we could have that dinner table scene of him like revealing to his therapist that, like he was always right and he just needs someone to validate that he is like, essentially peak and that he wants to stay in the back rooms. And then, so I just think that's pretty much the only reason that they were added was just to make that scene a little bit more comfortable. I think that was a little bit of a weaker part of the movie, but they did have to, in some fashion, attempt to conclude a real character's story. So with Clark being a bad person and stuff, like, that's just what.
Oh, so you didn't really mess with the dinner table scene too much?
I mean, it was cool. Like in a vacuum, but in relation to the rest of the movie, no. Like after this, like after we finish talking about like the regular people plot lines, like all I want to do is talk about like the actual backroom stuff, So like even right now, I'm like we're recounting all the characters and then like the side people in there and like I don't give a shit about any of them for the most part. Like the only I like the yellow carpet and the monster. That's like what I'm here for entirely.
Yeah, like the scene of just like Bobby and Kat and Clark. He's like, I want to hire you guys. He just knows where they live and just goes to their
that's the
house.
moment the movie reignites for me.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, like we about to get busy.
Yes.
And then Clark's like, all right, Bobby, I need you to go down. I can't go down here. I need you to go down there and just like film what you see. That's what I'm fucking talking about. And did you know that's fucking Aerion Targaryen from A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms?
I was wondering why I hated him immediately because I was like, his face is one that I automatically am pissed at. But bro, that is so funny. We're seeing like the anti Duncan. Just with a crop top and a camcorder,
killing that shit.
Cinema, yeah. Cinema.
He's also from the best season of True Detective, season 4, Night Country.
Who did he play in Night Country?
He's like the cop's son. who's also a cop.
He was pretty cool in that. He actually did a really good.
Yeah, he was.
Actually, this actor has a lot of range, huh?
He has range. Yes, yes.
That's good.
He's British, so that's why he's in House of the Dragon. Not House of the Dragon. Fuck. Night of Seven Kingdoms. Yeah. But yeah. It was just nice to see, a face that. I'm not sure I knew about the other people, but this compared to like Obsession just randomly because it's hard not to compare them because they just came out. There's two different movies, but it's whatever. But just like unknown actors, and then we got some more recognizable faces. I'm not sure where this Mary Klein. I'm not sure if I heard about this actress or not, but
I'm not sure. I'm not actually. I don't think I've ever seen them before in something that I'm super familiar with.
Okay.
But like for the most part, I think like we were saying earlier, this movie does the best when we're just diving right into the Backrooms exploration. The first time Clark discovers the Backrooms entirely on accident, when he's exploring it, I'm taken to a place that's like truly making me uncomfortable. Like I feel like it's 3 a.m. I'm like laying in my bed with the covers over and I'm just reading like a Reddit story. When he's wandering through, the second I kind of reach a sense of like kind of comfort and calmness, he turns the corner and there's a cardboard cutout just saying the same thing in different languages except English. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And then he walks into the other room and there's a camera and it's pointing at the cardboard and I'm uncomfortable because I don't know what's happening. And then he discovers a false panel with a backpack from someone who's probably dead. And then he crawls into it and he hears the sound. And the thing is the audience, as you know, we're aware this is a horror movie, so we're dead silent. And Clark just goes, "Hey, is anybody there?"
Yes.
And you're terrified, and all you hear is just a weird fucking unidentifiable noise, and the cardboard cutout gets smashed to pieces. My heart sank to the bottom of my feet because I also know he's in a room with two possible exits. One is a hole in the fucking ground with a bunch of chairs, and the other one is a slammed like ramp with 3 doorknobs, and like it's approaching him and you don't know what it is, and he's clamoring to get up to this door, and he finally like kind of scoots out. And I was like, they did such a good job at using the back room space to also be the worst possible maze to escape the monster.
Yeah, like that wall, I felt like fucking like the coyote from Wile E. Coyote. I thought that was just the painted wall. It looked that good. And then when he finally runs up, I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, it makes sense. And then of course, he's like, there's the fucking 3 doorknobs. He's like,
let me start bottom to top.
Yeah. He's a little goofy, but
trolling.
Yeah, I love also like, as soon as he goes into the back rooms and he's like going, you're trying to like map it out for him almost to like, oh, how he's gonna get back, and you kind of just do that throughout the entire time, and unless we get like super lost like after what happens to like Clark and his 2 workers.
Bro,
like,
when they start running through the pool room and shit, oh my god, it literally felt like a horror video game. When you're playing the video game and you're running from something, but you don't know the map yet. Like, bro, or like Dead by Daylight or something on a brand new map. When he's running and because he's doing the dumb thing where he's still recording or whatever. But when he's running, you can see him trying to make a decision on which way to turn. And it's like, whichever way he turns is a fatal mistake. It is a graves mistake. I'm sorry, I couldn't handle it. But it's just like, if you turn left and it's a dead end, you fucking die. So you constantly have to adapt to making this decision for this like random place that's not mapped. It's so scary. They did such a good job.
Yeah, and I kind of like, I feel like he made the decision that the viewer almost makes, because he doesn't go down like all like the super dark corridors.
Yes.
I feel every time he's like he's like, oh fuck no, and just goes the other way.
Yes.
It kind of happens like in the beginning too with the guy we see in the found footage. But yeah, it just is so disorienting, and it gets like, the further you go in, the more random it gets. Like the pool rooms are like another like thing that's like a canon, not canon, I don't know. It's just like,
it's like a reference to some other extended lore for the back room.
Exactly. Yeah. And like, I love how they incorporated that in just how just random everything is. And the fucking Christmas tree room, that was just like out of nowhere. And even in like that room where Kat's like, I can see you, but you can't see me. And she's like, Clark, hell, like, yeah. And then her whole character just like, that was the last time we heard of her. And then,
bro, okay. So, like, man, when him and his 2 employees go into the back rooms at first, and like the second they were kind of on board and they tie the string to the bed and he goes down that slope, dude, I'm like, I'm about to start crying because he gets down there and it's just a bunch of clothes, but it's just dark enough so where you don't understand what's happening. And he's like, there's an unbelievably gross stench. He's like, I don't know what this smell is. And all you know is something ain't right because there's a bunch of clothes and they seem kind of dirty. And he says he smells something. My first thought was, holy fucking shit, this is the monster's lair.
Of course, naturally.
And then, bro, when he's down there, and he's down there for too long, man. And then you saw that he kind of slipped a couple times going down. So when like the creature gets up, he's like, oh fuck no, and he crawls up the ramp, dude. The whole time I'm like, I'm shaking in my boots. And then he gets up to the top. And I'm like, oh, he's safe. And he's like, just get this shit off me. But they're more interested in the explanation. And so like Clark's selfish ass isn't helping him get untied. He's just trying to figure out what the fuck's down there. And then when he first gets yanked a little bit, couldn't handle it.
No, because trust me, I was the same as you, man. As soon as he got back up, I'm like, oh, okay, he's good. I'm like, oh, but the rope, right? The rope. And you see the rope still attached going down because I guess like it's like a little looser. And he's just like, Clark's like, I don't know. What'd you see? Let me know. He's like, get this shit off me. The first tug, second tug. And then I kind of like how, the bed just
didn't
like
expect
moves
that, man.
Everybody down there. And we just see, we get down there and there's a blood trail into like a door and we just see his body getting dragged in there. That was perfect horror. I loved it.
That would fuck me up really bad. And then like the other thing that fucked me up was, this is really cool, when Clark runs through like, the back rooms and this is super cool because by this point we've established that Clark has mapped out a significant portion of it, which is like another like way that the movie builds like comfortability because you're like, he knows how to get around. So the second he's running through an unmapped section, it's scary. But once he gets to that one-way mirror section, when the camera gets picked up by what we reveal later to be the Captain Clark, the eye level changes. So when he puts the camera down, it's regular person head level and he puts it down. When the camera gets picked up again, it elevates to like a 9 foot tall angle. So you're like,
Jesus, really?
Yeah. You're like, whatever the fuck picked up that camera is ridiculously tall. And then obviously it cuts, but, what the fuck happens to her? Cause we know the male employee, we know the Targaryen prince, he's in the fridge later. And I'm like, is Clark also eating him? Like,
oh no, that's the girl. That's the cat.
Oh, okay. Yeah. In any case, is he eating them too? Like, that's the thing. So, like, I'm like, has he been eating them and then discovered that you can eat the furniture people? Because he discovers the furniture people while he's running away, and like, there's like a bit of a time warp sense to the back rooms because she asks like how long he's been down there. And I can't remember if he ever gives a straight answer, but now I'm wondering like in real life time, it might've been a couple days, but in Clark time, he might've been down there for months. And I'm like, is he so obsessed with this place that like this is what I imagine happens in my head. I imagine he like leaves and comes back, leaves and comes back, leaves and comes back. And then eventually he's like, I don't ever want to leave. And then he goes down there and he's like this motherfucker crazy. So I'm like, does he start eating them because he knows Captain Clark is eating them? And he's like, I can get into that too. There's something unsettling about it. Because like I said, if everything is a misremembered version of it, if Clark starts eating his employees or like, delusionally, like in a crazy person, like kind of resorts to cannibalism, that would explain why Captain Clark is a cannibal. But there's just like so much like unexplained shit.
I like that.
Yeah. At first I thought it was like a reference to his overconsumption of alcohol, but now I'm like, did he start eating them out of like a way to preserve the time he could spend down there? It's just like that motherfucker's a monster, man. Like it's extraordinary. Like that's what I'm saying. This is the sauce. This is the backroom sauce. It's like it's just it's us building upon the lore, like deciding what we think is exciting about it, and like and that's what this movie did in the best way possible, man. I'm just so into it.
Yeah, no, just straight up, man. Like, hey, there's just so much to like just think about like after just when it's over. Like I said, like when we finally get we get the chase scene of Mary Klein and like Captain Clark, and that was just fear inducing, just anxiety inducing. Like she's just trying her best, and then when she makes it to like the copied store of like Clark's store, the Ottoman Empire,
immediately knew.
Like, Yes, immediately know. Oh yeah, because like, she goes into that big ass room. She has to climb up some stairs, and this thing is just chasing after her the entire time. And I guess like that's like a trap that they laid, like this unknown company to just get to capture Clark. I guess.
Yeah, that's what the cardboard things for. Because that's super cool.
Yeah,
We don't
to
figure it out through
attract
the
them.
end. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because they have like a whole room of them. Just to, I guess they're always going off. It seems like I don't know why. Because we see the scientists for the first time, we just keep hearing the same thing over and over again. Like I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, that whole fight in the store. Yeah, that was fun. But I gotta say, like going back to like Mary's like plot line, it's just like what saves her is the rock of her hand from like the asphalt.
What the fuck
from
was
her,
that, man?
From her house, and it's just I don't know if that's like a good enough thing to use for like her using that was trying to mean something, but I don't know. I think it kind of just fell flat when it came to just like the story, and just she could use anything at that moment. Like, just like the traditional horror trope was like grasping for anything, like a fucking chair and smacking it into his hand or his head. But like just the use of that particular, like I think he was trying to portray something, but I feel like it got lost.
It's an inconvenient momentum to carry around too. That's a fucking rock, man. That's a wide rock. It's like, what
big ass thing?
What pocket are you putting that? Is that in your back pocket? What is it like when you sit down at a restaurant?
Yeah, I gotta go back and watch this movie to see, like, during the chase scene, do I see this big ass bulge in her front right pocket? Like, why do I have to assume that?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, obviously, so I watched some kind of interview where the director was explaining that the stuff in the back rooms has to mean something. It has to be like a representation of a memory. Like, it has to have significance. And I understand that like her memory of the house is connected to her mother. And so that's why at the end, obviously we see like the deconstructed house in one of the rooms. So, but it's just like, it's just an inconvenient moment, like memory object to have. And like, it serves a point in the plot, but like, man, was that like, they were grasping at straws a little bit there. Like, you could have replaced that with anything. It's just like, yes, my mom's Glock 15. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. That didn't work for me.
Yeah, no, but I think everything else, I think it works, man. I really think it does. Like, that last scene, like, of just we're seeing like, I don't know, there's something about like the wanted photos like on like the telephone pole just being replicated like 1,000 times of just those.
That was
two.
good. It was really good.
I was like, man, like it just fills you with this dread, like that no one's gonna know what happened to them like forever. It's just like an unsolved mystery. And then like the final scene of just her being like a copy inside that room and just being like, we don't know her fate. Like it's just, that's it. Like that's the last time we see her.
Just alone in a room.
Alone in the room, bro. That really got me. When I was walking out the theater, I was like, man.
That was effective. That was a very effective image.
Yeah, that hit me. I was just... And it wasn't even her fault, man. She has a fucking crazy fucking client.
Yeah.
This nigga Clark. And she didn't even call the police being like, hey, I think something happened with my client. She's like, I'm going to do hands-on detective work.
Oh, that's right.
I'm gonna find Clark.
Just like Ian, on the case.
On the case, yes, yes. And it does not work out for either of them.
No,
So.
which is funny because Clark makes a reference to getting like, law enforcement or mental health services involved. He's like, have you ever had to activate like, I don't know, 5415 on a client? She's like, yeah, when they're a danger to themselves and others. By the way, this guy's like, he's a little unhinged, but so like,
yeah, yes. Like even him saying that is like, I would like, if I had like a therapist and said that to them, I would hope they would have been like, well, why did you ask me that? Just do you feel like that's going to happen to you anytime soon? Like, why else would he say that? Like,
and also he leaves the voicemail like to almost like entice her into coming, which is like obviously what happens. My thing is just as a rational person, let's say I do make the inappropriate decision to go to the furniture store, and then I discover the drawing on the wall. The second I put my hand through, if I walk through and I'm in a yellow fucking space, I'm warping right back through that wall, going upstairs, leaving the building, and calling the National Guard.
Thank you. Okay, just being like, okay,
hey, there's a fucking portal in this guy's basement.
Yeah, I think I have I have a client. I found this room. I think he's in it. I don't want to go in there. Can I have some help? Boom, 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 boom. She said, no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, I need a wellness check on the furniture store. And then when the police get there, yo, check this out. Womp.
Bop, bop, bop. Hey.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
that's all I needed.
That's all. All right. So, most chilling scene. I'm really excited to get into this because, like, I have two scenes I particularly feel like were the most unsettling for me. Do you have some off rip, or do you want me to go first?
I think we both agree of just Aerion Targaryen going down into the monster's den and not just having a clue of what it is, and you
up,
just
man.
have this creeping, like it's coming. It's coming. I've seen like people talk online have like he's looking through like the piles of laundry and there's just a face that's in the middle.
Yes,
of it.
yes, bro. And I'm like, is that on a
even
T-shirt or is that a person?
Yes,
bro.
exactly.
That's so good.
Oh, and you see his same shirt that he was wearing the day before too, and it's just like,
oh, I did not notice that. That's
here?
fucking cool. I did not know
Yeah,
that.
I just thought about it. Yeah, I'm like it's already been copied and he hasn't even been in there, so it just I don't know why it copies things like that. It's just so random. But
I wonder if it's
that for sure.
I think that's the victim's clothing piles. I think that's why there's so many.
Oh,
yeah, I think that's everybody the creature ate.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I guess like you said, like the time thing too, like the past the past eats and then the future eats too, because he just walked in and saw his own shirt. He's like, oh, I guess I'm getting eaten.
I guess I'm cooked.
But yeah. That for sure was number one for me. You want to share your other one?
Yeah, so I've got two. One is the scene where Captain Clark is chasing the therapist, and they're in the mock version of the neighborhood, and she turns around, and at like the 300-yard line, Captain Clark is in full pursuit, dragging like Clark's body with missing limbs, and it just lets it go, and then now it's in full pursuit of her. But just like anytime there is a super long shot, like, the original shots from Halloween where Michael Myers is standing next to the house where Laurie's across the street and he's just walking across the street after. When the threat is that far away, it's significantly scarier for some reason. I don't know why. So that one worked really well for me. And then two, this was kind of a basic jump scare, but my entire theater jumped. I think it was the most that they reacted was when they're in the mock version of the furniture store and the gas goes off and it's like the therapist is getting knocked out, and then she turns the corner and Clark's entire face is now right on top of her. That was pretty effective as a jump scare.
Yeah, because when she falls, I'm like, oh, okay, like maybe he's knocked out too. Like she's gonna be fine, and she wake up, and that got me. Okay, yeah, that was an efficient jump scare. Like I don't know if it had like the jump scare like you knew it was coming. Did you feel that was coming?
No, I didn't actually. No, I thought we would see him like maybe crawling through the smoke. I didn't expect it to be like right in her face, Or I thought they were both going to get knocked out by the gas and they were going to wake up in like the scientist chamber. So.
Yeah, I thought so too. But yeah, I like the way that this went about. Yeah.
What was your second one?
Man, any of the I guess like another one it could be when she finally finds Clark and he has like that painting and he's like, oh, like you're in here and you just hear like this boom, boom.
Oh yeah, boom. Oh my gosh! Before the creature reveal, that was fucked. That was good.
Yeah. But it was probably just like the redhead lady or somebody else because Clark then just fucking attacks his therapist with a headlock, knocks her out.
Yeah. Also, when he drew that like creature of like the deity or like whatever, why did he draw? I don't know. That was weird. Like the mural of the creature and stuff. And he was like, he showed me the window. I don't.
Yeah, I mean
that was confusing.
That can work for you. That could not work for you. Like I don't think it really hit with both of us because it was just like Clark, you're a fucking grown man. Why are you drawing like this?
The Clark reveal did scare me though, because when the camera turns and you see something duck out the corner and she's like hello, and then he just starts talking, but he won't turn the corner. I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on, man?
Yes, yeah, because he's like,
and then
oh yeah, that was effective. That was really good. Yeah, okay, that's up there too.
I think obviously next we got to go to the grave mistake. So what decision that was poor led to the utmost downfall of our characters?
It's really hard because like you can place like a lot of blame on like Clark in any which fashion. Like when it comes to like Kat and Bobby, they're just some young kids who are just trying to make money and they have this fucking ridiculous, crazy ass boss that they have no idea like how far in the shit they got with him. Yeah, how dangerous he is, how angry he can be. But man, the grave mistake. Like
I got a great one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Not listening to your girlfriend. When all three of them.
Oh,
It's like when Clark disappears behind the wall, she's like, "We're not fucking going in there."
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, "Nah, come on, this is so sick."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
like,
that's
she's
fair.
the only voice of reason. Listen to your girlfriend. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but like Clark is also like he kills them because he's like he doesn't let them know that there's some type of like malevolent force inside this area.
I don't think
And
he knows.
You don't think he knows
No.
after the thing got fucking destroyed?
Yeah, because,
you don't think he knows?
Oh, that makes sense. But you know what he says though? He says before. Actually, you're completely right. That's exactly why he hires them, is to figure out what's going on there. Because
they're expendable.
Yeah, no, what that is so valid. That's so fucked up. That makes me even scared. I didn't even think about that. That's an excellent observation because he knows exactly which room he wants to explore, and then he tells
Mm-hmm.
Bro to go in first. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. You're right. And you know that's what the girlfriend says. She's like, "Are you sure he's not just dragging us in here to die?"
Yeah. Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. So yeah, and like, there's no way you can't smell like the smell that from that slanted room, like that air's gonna waft up, and you're like, oh, this smells like absolute garbage. Like I don't know what's going down there. Your Clark's like, oh, let me go get Bobby. Perfect for this. Yeah, expendable. Like
that's good. That's a really good observation. Nice job, Slim. What do you think your grave mistake is?
Check that one, but I'll go back with just the therapist just not contacting anybody else of like where she was going, what was going on with her patient. She didn't call in like like what she said that she would do. I forget what 1089 or something. Or Clark, like why are you not like contacting anybody else? She just kind of goes by herself and just tries to figure this out. Like you said, as soon as she puts her hand through there, it's like, oh, like he's telling the truth. He said this goes on forever. He's trying to map it. I should not go in here.
Yeah, this is a portal. This is a portal to another dimension. We should absolutely get somebody else involved. But I guess there's curiosity involved. I mean, in her case, she's motivated for the sake of saving. But like, you got to understand, you know, when you're a professional, when you're not.
Mm-hmm. That's all it is. Yeah.
So, all right. So Letterboxd ranking out of 5. What are you thinking?
I think 4. I think straight up 4.
Yeah, I
can't say 3.5. Okay.
No, I agree. I'm saying I need to change it. Just like Obsession, I need to change this. This is a 4.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think 4. Like, I think just they fucking killed it with a set. Like, it puts you straight into all those videos you saw online just a couple years ago. Like, you are there. You smell the room. You hear the eerie sound of the lights, the fluorescent lights, the entire time. All these shadows and corners, the entities. Like it's a visual storytelling movie. It's a tension builder. It's scary. It's horrific. I love the gore we get. It was not too much. It's subtle gore. It's tasteful gore, and that's the best part about it. Yes. I'm not seeing somebody get ripped in fucking half. I know it happened, but I don't got to see it. That's the best part.
No, I like seeing it. Yeah,
I'm cool with it sometimes. But I don't want to see it all the time, man. I'll say that.
Show it to me. No, it was a well balanced situation when it came to the gore and the violence. I also really liked how you said the set. They built the set. They actually built a Backrooms set.
Dude, it's insane. Yeah. Insane. That's the best part about this movie, man. I loved it.
Yes, and then we got to circle back to something else we haven't done in a while: representation station.
Oh, I was thinking about it the entire time, man.
Yeah, this one we gonna score out of 10, man. What you thinking?
This brother. Oh, we got to score out of 10. Mm-hmm. Well, okay. Well, the two main characters are a black brother and a lady, a lady with some type of agency of like helping him. You know, like she wants to go help him. The rest of this movie happens because she makes the decision of like, he is in trouble and I have to, you know, use my agency as his therapist to show up for him when he needs it, because you know he's obviously not feeling well, and she does that. It doesn't really work out for her, but you know she tried.
Yes,
and I'm fine with that. Yeah, and Clark is just you know, he's kind of like this. I want to say like stereotypical like angry black man, but like that kind of is his character in this movie. But it's not, you know, it's not because of his skin or anything like that.
Yeah, there's no racial context really.
Not at all in this movie. Yeah, it's just because he's just the way he's wired, like everybody else. Like it's just that's his brain, not his skin, and yeah, like there's just no. like racial like inequality. Like this main character could have been any race.
Yes, they could have been casted by anyone. And I think
Yeah.
it deserves a high score for that. I'm actually going to give it a 9 because, like we mentioned, there isn't any like egregious stereotypes that are made deliberately. Like there's lines that we can connect that seem like just like that coincidental more than anything. But like every person who was cast in this movie, it was just like like it could have been anybody. And I think that helps. That kind of helps the space a little bit. So I'd give it a 9.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not straight up, man. Yeah, I can imagine like Jonathan Majors going crazy in his furniture store and going through that fucking portal.
Yeah, let's just go the problematic actors we can pick for that. I will go Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Yeah, we'll just any other black actor.
Ezra Miller.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, an excellent cast for this movie. I'm happy that they picked the would-be villain of a Doctor Strange movie that didn't come out. But in all, I'm really happy we enjoyed it, and I think the Backrooms was a solid experience. So.
Yeah, I really messed with it, and yeah, we got some more categories to go through.
Let's see. We had most chilling scene, greatest mistake, representation. Oh yeah, music. There wasn't really like a score for this movie.
Yeah, no, there wasn't. I mean, it was just more of like the non-music that got you, because it was
The
just
silence,
like
the eeriness,
the silence, the eeriness. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it, but yeah, I thought it was fine.
Okay, last little bit real quick. Sequel possibility, because I feel like we could actually get a sequel here.
This is I think I'm using on the train of like not wanting sequels. I think as of late though, with like Obsession, I think we both agreed of like, oh, like we want to see some more like wishes and how good and bad they can go. But this case too, like I think there's so much.
There's so much
that they can do. There's so many.
You could do like a 10 movie franchise with this, just different entity every time, different liminal space, different character with some backstory. Like there's just so much. Like the sequel could be like from the perspective of the scientist. It could be the exact same timeline, but with the scientist. So you actually get the full story of the scientist that dies in the beginning of the movie. You get like the context of the private company. You know what I mean? Like there's so much you could do with this.
Yeah, like, and it's just that infinite, because I love this is what you can do with just source material that it's like open source, like a storytelling where you can just take it and make it however you want. And this iteration was really good. And Kane is fucking 20 and made this as a director, which is insane.
Crazy.
I'm really happy for him. He's like the number one movie in America right now is a horror movie.
Yes.
From like a fucking YouTuber. It's crazy.
If he can do it, we can do it.
Yes.
That is pretty inspiring though when it comes to like creating content in that kind of space. It's just like it's so nice to be able to see young people who grow up with like the same material as us being able to like put it on the big screen.
I'm waiting for a young brother to go crazy. If I get a young brother making like any type
like a
of
Spike Lee of our generation.
Yes, bro. Oh my God. I'm showing up and showing out for brother. Like, I'm not sure it's going to be as easy for him to get like, all this like producing like all this money that's given to them to make these things, but like I'm not sure if the opportunity is going to come to us as much as like some other people, but I know, I feel like it's coming, man. I feel like we're the closest we've ever been to something like this happening. I'm super excited.
Yeah, super excited as well. All right, guys, I think that is pretty much all we got for the Backrooms movie. Interacts with the content, watch in its entirety, subscribe, Spotify, we on TikTok, you know what I'm saying? We on the whole shebang. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.